I was actually on a beach and somebody introduced me to two people, two really nice women, and I started to talk with them. And the first one was really interesting. And I started to realize that she was so interesting because she was fairly negative, right? Interesting people can be negative and negative people can be interesting. But the more you're with them, the more you get sucked into that negative vortex. And I'm a positive person. I don't really jive with negativity. And so I found myself not wanting to be talking with this person as much as I thought at first, because while it started out as interesting and maybe a little bit funny, at the end it just became bitter and blaming and victim and all those kinds of things. And that just pushed me away. At some point, I just didn't even want to be around her. But right next to her was a positive and happy person, and she seemed to be living a great life. And every time she opened her mouth, she was telling me about how something great was happening, or she bought a big boat, or whatever it was. And I just felt myself wanting to be drawn toward that attractive energy. For me, positive energy is attractive. And I started to think, there's a concept that I follow from the book, The 4 Agreements. And if you haven't read it, it's really great. It's by Don Miguel Ruiz. It's called The 4 Agreements. One of those agreements is to be impeccable with your word. And so the power of your words have incredible amounts of strength to you, right? One of my favorite authors is Philip Shepard, and he talks about how your sixth sense is your voice. So when you speak things out loud, you bring them into existence in a lot of ways, right? So I believe in that. But I think it goes back because words are powerful. Your brain is listening in on what you say. So your words and your thoughts shape your reality, right? If you have words and you say to them, your brain is listening, and so your unconscious mind is going, well, he said this, I better do that, right? And if you have other people in your vortex that also speak, you listen to those things. Your brain is listening to them too. And so those thoughts and words that we create shape your reality. I was just watching a Joe Dispenza special today, and he was talking about every single thought that comes into your brain actually creates other synaptic firings that create other thoughts that come into your brain. And so if those are positive thoughts, you're probably going to have a lot of positive thoughts flow from it, and vice versa. If you have a negative thought, negative thoughts are going to start to envelop you. And when negative thoughts start to envelop you, you start to also draw in those negative things into your life. And when positive thoughts, obviously you know where I'm going, positive thoughts do the same. Now, words can end up being habits, or they can be beliefs, or they can be both. Sometimes a habit leads to a belief, or vice versa. And so you start to get into that habit. Being impeccable with your word means speaking with truth, integrity, and positivity, because your unconscious mind knows what's going on, so you want to be as congruent as possible. Words are actually magic, right? If you study NLP, Neuro-Linguistic Programming, one of the first pivotal books on NLP was a book called The Structure of Magic. And that, a lot of it was about how our brain is listening to those words. So your words can create amazing things in your life, or they can create chaos in your life, right? I know somebody, and you probably know one of these people too. She seemed really positive and things like that sometimes outwardly, but inside her self-talk was negative, and as a result, she became a poop magnet. So she would say things to her like, why does this always happen to me? How come I always lose my keys? I'm always getting in accidents, right? You hear the difference there? When you say you're always doing something and it's negative, well, your brain's like, well, if she's always losing her keys, well, no reason to put the keys in a place we can find them, right? And so this person kept attracting bad things into her life. I call those kind of people poop magnets, right? Because you attract what you put out. And so good stuff, good magic is when you speak positively and you feel good. And bad magic, or black magic, is when you're spreading negativity and you're feeling out of alignment. You have to watch those things. And those feelings can guide your integrity, okay? Your thoughts and words are actually choices. I'm a big believer in everything is a choice and a decision, and every word and thought can impact your life through that choice of having that word or thought. Now, being impeccable requires constant practice, right? You have to constantly fix your thinking, fix your words, fix the way you're presenting things that appear to you, right? Because everything can have a positive and a negative meaning if you want it to. With awareness, which is awareness is the first step to change, you align your thoughts and your words with the way you actually feel and you want to communicate. That's really critical. So here are some ways to be impeccable. I've got 4 ways to be impeccable. First of all, awareness, right? Recognize and challenge the habitual thoughts behind those words, right? If they're negative, recognize them, accept them, and then say, is this thought really true? Important question. Is this thought really true? That'll help you get to the bottom of it, because a lot of times we think things that are not really even true. Second, you want to shift your perspective, okay? Make slight positive shifts to your perspective. Replace a word or two. Make it more positive. Make it more compelling for you. The third is to focus on solutions, not problems. So concentrate on what you desire, not what's missing. Focus and spend a lot of time on the actual solution, but not the problem. And then tune into your self-awareness, right? Tune in, find out what's going on. Check in with your feelings. Does it feel right in your gut? Positive feelings, you know what I'm talking about. It's a flow, right? It indicates alignment, it indicates integrity. And negative feelings create a misalignment, right? So you have to adjust those negative feelings and turn them into a positive thing. So the rest is up to you. You got to take these tools and you got to really listen in on what you're thinking and really listening on what you're saying. One of the things that I think is important is to put yourself into an environment where things are positive. Put yourself around people that are positive. Put yourself around people that will support you and encourage you and build you up and celebrate with you when things are good. And try to eliminate the people and the environment that creates negativity around you, because it's easy. You start to mimic those things and you start to get kind of sucked back into that negative vortex. So be impeccable with your word and you'll see how your life will change. Hey, it's Mark Yegge, founder of Light Circle. And if you want to be productive in your life, you've got to get a hold of my daily productivity planner. Now, it's not this whole book. It's just one of the sheets from this book. The whole book is awesome, but just the sheet is really the foundation of what we do. And it's how I get tons and tons of stuff done every week, including writing books and making videos and running hedge funds and all the other stuff that I do. You've got to get this daily productivity planner if you want to massively improve your success. So click on the link below or somewhere on this page, download the thing for free, you put in your email address, we'll send you the link, and then you can start filling it out right away. By the way, after you do it, I give you a little video on how to fill it out because it's got all these really cool tools on it that are really going to massively help you with your productivity. See you on the inside.